So let me know in the chat, what are you grateful for? What are you grateful for today? Let me know in the chat. So I'm grateful to be here with all of you guys. I'm grateful for this. For those that don't know, I am 8 months pregnant. So I'm really grateful for this little soul inside my belly that's constantly moving and dancing and grooving. I'm excited to come into being a mommy. And I'm just grateful for this life. Count says grateful for the signs of spring and longer daylight hours. Yes. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I'm going to shut my phone off because it did go off for a minute. And I want to make sure that it does not disturb us when we are doing our live. Beautiful. Welcome, everyone. Continue to give me your gratitudes. And we are going to just shift into shifting our perspective. So today, again, we are talking all about shifting our perspective and our mindset. And to shift our perspective and our mindset, it really requires this careful balance of practicalness, spirituality, and gratitude. And so today I am going to try to bring you guys a little bit of light in helping you to shift out of maybe some of the negative stories, maybe some of the negative feelings. And when I say negative, take the word negative with a grain of salt because I'm using the word negative, but I don't actually believe anything is negative. I think it can be negative in a moment, but it can be turned into a positive, that every negative comes with a positive. But I'm here to help you to shift out of some of these stories, these feelings, these emotions that are keeping us stagnant in our life. Sounds gets really quiet if you move away from mic. Okay, can you hear me okay, guys? How's the sound now? Can you hear me okay? Yes, okay, good. I'm grateful for the companionship and my love pets share with me today. Yes, beautiful. Okay, good. I will keep that in mind. I will be focused on the mic. And so, today, just to get a little bit vulnerable and open with you guys, I explained to you guys that, I'm pregnant, and the last 2 weekends I've had my baby showers. I had 2 baby showers. I had a baby shower here locally for everyone that's local to me in Pittsburgh. And then I had a virtual baby shower on Zoom. And I was sitting in meditation and I started to feel the woes of the people that didn't show up. I started to focus on the people that didn't come to the baby shower, and I started to focus on the disappointment of how I imagined it would be or how I wanted it to be. And I had to shift myself into this focus of, instead of focusing on the people who didn't show up, focus, Genna Rose, on the people who did show up. Focus your emotions on the gratitude of who did show up, who is supporting you. Focus your attention, Genna Rose. This is what I'm telling myself today, on the gratitude of the support that you do have. And so often we all do this, and it's natural and it's human for us to focus on the lack, to focus on the desire, right? And desire is beautiful. Desire is sexy and it's fiery, but we can get so lost in the desire and the expectation and then have it not play out that way, that we stop focusing on what's actually present in the moment and to actually focus on the gratitude. And so that's what led me to giving this talk today about shifting our perspective and how we can do that. And so I want you to just imagine just for a moment that, this life, this beautiful life, it's like a garden. It's like a garden, and each belief that we have is a seed. And each thought that we think is like a drop of water. The perspective that we choose literally determines the landscape of our garden. And when we view challenges and opportunities for growth, we plant seeds of our resilience and our harvest and our strength. And through our spiritual awareness and coming into spiritual awareness over this, it allows us to see beyond just the physical, but to actually recognize the lessons and the love that is woven into these experiences that we're having. And so start to just think about everything in your life is like you are planting this garden. You're planting the seeds. And what seeds do you want to plant? Do you want to plant seeds of happiness and joy? Or do you want to plant seeds of anger and bitterness? Right? And then what are you going to water those seeds with? Are you going to water those seeds with, you know, gratitude and hopefulness and sing to those seeds? Or are you going to water those seeds with your criticism about how the flowers aren't coming up quick enough and how the vegetables aren't harvesting enough and how you don't yet have the food? So just start to think about all of this as just a garden that you're planting. And, Wayne Dyer, if anyone's familiar with Wayne Dyer, please interact with me. Please talk to me and let me know if this is resonating with you. But Wayne Dyer says, when we change the way that we look at the word we look at changes, or something along those lines. And the way we see the word will change. So when we just shift ourselves into a different frame of mind, we're going to see a different world. The truth is, everything in our life is perspective. And no one person has the same perspective. No one sees the world the same. Yes, we are all one in spirituality, but we're individual in our humanness, in our thought process, in our feelings, in our life experiences, and how we perceive the world is based off of our past experiences. So, for example, if you see something, let's say you see someone treating someone really badly, and you came from a background of abuse, and you grew up in a childhood with abuse, you may view that situation of someone treating someone badly as worse than it actually is, right? Well, if you grew up in a family where you didn't have that trauma response of, you know, abuse and all of that, you might see someone treating someone badly as more of a neutral experience where you're seeing, okay, well, I don't really like it so much, but it's not horrible how they're talking to them. It's based off of our past experiences. And so many of us, we make our circumstances how we see the world. But the truth is, our circumstances don't get to dictate how we feel. We get to choose how we feel. And no one and nothing outside of us gets to choose that. And so, not, um, I always use this, and I'm going to look at the comments in a minute. I haven't read them yet, but, I always use this example of like the weather, right? I would imagine that the trees and the flowers, when it's raining outside, they don't say, oh no, it's raining. I don't want it to rain. How could you rain on me? Instead, they say, yay, I get to grow. I get to grow. I get to evolve. I get to become bigger. Yet so many times in our life will bring about the rain. It will bring about the thunder. It will bring about the lightning. And we say, and we're human, and we all do this. And we'll get into this mentality of, why me? Why are you raining on me? Why is this thunder coming? Why is this lightning coming? And we start to get woes about it. But what if in the hard times in our life, what about in the moments of disappointment? What about in the moments of, for example, my baby shower that I just shared about, and my family not showing up like I wanted them to? You stood in these moments of saying, yes, I get to grow, and I'm learning, and I'm being educated, and I'm becoming a better person. And in these hardships, I get to grow, like the flowers and the trees say, I get to grow, I get to grow. What if you could shift your perspective to see every single moment in your life, every single moment in your life, whether it's a joyful moment or whether it's a frustrating moment, as an opportunity of your growth, as an opportunity of your evolution, as an opportunity of your expansion? What if you got to see the world that way? Karen says, don't take anyone's not showing up personally. Others probably have their own things they are dealing with and that have nothing to do with you. I know someone who is silently dealing with infertility, and baby showers can be very hard. Absolutely, Karen. And that's what it's all about, And so, from my experience, it was about my parents not showing up. And I know my parents. I know what they're going through. And that's beautiful. What you said is that it's not personal. So often in our life, we take it personally. Did my parents not show up for my baby shower because they didn't want to show up for my baby shower? Absolutely not. I know they're hot. I know they wanted to be there. I know they love me. I know they're excited for their grandbaby. But they have their own stuff going on. And so, thank you, Karen. Everything is not personal. And truth be told, it's always about the us. It's always about ourselves and what we're experiencing. So, thank you for that. I just lost my husband at 41. This is too, Polly. I'm so sorry that you're experiencing that, Sue. I'm so, so sorry that you're experiencing that. And I know that that is hard. And, there was a lot of sadness and a lot of grief. And, last week on Insight Time, I gave a whole talk on grief. And so if you need help with that, I'm here to assist you and to serve you in working through that grief. I understand grief very, very much. And it's really hard. And, when dealing with such grief and going through all this, it's about coming back into the gratitude. And it doesn't always make it easier. Sometimes it depends where you're at. So take what resonates and take what doesn't. But be grateful that, you had this time with your husband, that you got to be loved so deeply, that you got to love so deeply for all that he taught you, for all that he gave you, for all that he helped you to evolve and to grow and to become a better, more beautiful Sue than you already are. Think about who you were before your husband and who you are now. And I'm sending you so much love. I'm sending you so much encouragement. I know it's not easy, but you are not alone in this community. You are supported. And so when we are in these states of high emotion, it's about becoming neutral, right? It's about becoming neutral and from this ob- observing from this neutral perspective. And so by shifting our perspective, it really can lead to profound changes, right? It can lead to, better feelings and better emotions, and it can lead us to just a better way of life. Like I said before, that expression of when we change the way we look at the world we look at changes. We can either sit inside the house when it's pouring rain, or we can go outside and we can go play and dance in the rain. And when you go and play and dance in the rain, you're going to feel that childlike joy that you felt as a child by playing in the rain. And so it's about shifting our mindset and having a mindset as a foundation for our growth. And so, going back to this garden perspective, this garden example that I came up this morning, the foundation of any beautiful garden is its soil. And just as the foundation of our growth is our mindset, I'm going to repeat that again. Just as the foundation of a garden is its soil, the foundation of our growth is our mindset. And so a growth mindset is always going to be rooted in love and spirituality. And it nurtures every seed to its fullest potential when we're living in love. It teaches us that we're not fixed beings, but we're ever evolving spirits on a human journey. It helps us to cultivate this mindset where we can embrace our divine essence, knowing that we are capable of infinite love. We are capable of unconditional love. We are capable of transformation. So often we get so stuck in thinking things have to be a certain way or look a certain way or feel a certain way. But you're ever changing. And so our mindset and changing our mindset and evolving is the most important thing. And an example of this is, think about you shifting your perspective today. It's like you growing up. You no longer have this perspective of the child you, right? But we all know that we once were children, right? And we grew up. We physically grew up, but our mindset, our thoughts, our perspectives grew with us. And so even though you are not that child anymore, even though you don't have that perspective of that child, you still recognize that you can feel that essence. You can still feel that remembrance of your childhood, And so an example of this is, as a child, maybe you wanted 10 pieces of cake and your mom said, you can't have 10 pieces of cake. And you kicked and you screamed and your mindset was, I have to have the cake and I want the sugar and I want the sweets. And you couldn't understand as a child why mom was saying you can't have 10 pieces of cake. But now, as a grown up, maybe with your own children, you understand why mom said, hey, you can't have 10 pieces of cake because one, you're going to get sick, you're going to throw up, it's not going to sit well in your belly. We grow and we evolve our mindset just as we grow our physicalness. And so it's this interplay between our mindset, our spirituality, and coming back into love. Just by asking ourselves, what would love do in this situation? And that's one of the tools that I want to give you is in every moment of frustration and, these moments like Sue, you expressed, with us vulnerably and beautifully about you losing your husband, asking yourself, what would love do? How would love feel in this situation? When we're having a disagreement with someone that, is close to us, that we love, and we're not agreeing with them, what would love do? Coming back into this knowing of love. And so, some of the techniques that you can use to cultivate more of a positive and expansive mindset is seeing many different points of view. Literally coming back into what was shared before, Karen, of how everyone's living their life and how nothing's personal. And the truth is, and this is the truth, everyone's hurting in some way. And so, even when we look at the horrors that's going on in the world right now, right? And I'm not very political, but there's a lot of stuff that's going on globally right now. There's a lot of stuff that's going out in the world with, Israel and the Middle East and all of this. And we can look and we can point fingers and we can judge. But both countries are hurting. All of these countries at war are in pain and are hurting and also probably feel revenge and anger and all this. But everyone's hurting somewhere. And so by shifting our perspective to see things different, to literally put ourselves in another person's shoes and to say, what are they experiencing? What are they going through? What have they lived through? What are they experiencing? What does their life look like on the daily? How hard is it for them to show up? And going back to the example of like, my mom not coming to my baby shower. I know she wanted to be there, but she doesn't have the advances that I have. So by putting myself in my mother's shoes and feeling my mother's pain and seeing my mother's world through her eyes, not through my eyes, but to really just for a moment, and don't do this for long because you'll drag yourself into a circle. You'll drag yourself into a hole that you can't get yourself out of. But for a moment, put yourself in those shoes and aspect with them and be them and imagine what life is like in their life. And it will instantly shift your perspective. The truth is, everyone wants love. Everyone wants to be seen. Everyone wants to be appreciated. So come back to love. Mm. And want to know what, Sue? Allow yourself to go back to bed. Allow yourself to grieve. Allow yourself to be there. Allow yourself to feel that. Because the amount of your pain is the amount of your love. You cannot feel the pain. You cannot feel the grief. You cannot feel the hurt and the despair. I'm getting emotional. You can't feel that if you're not a lover. If you didn't really, really love your husband, then you wouldn't feel that. And so honor that pain. Honor that grief as a symbol of how much you love, how much you care, how grateful you are. And celebrate that pain. And I know that's hard to do, but when you're feeling this pain so deeply in your heart, say, thank you, pain, for this pain is my love. Thank you, grief, for this grief is my love. And channel that pain and channel that grief back into giving more love to the world. Channel this pain that you're feeling of losing your husband out into the world so that others don't have to feel this pain. Learn from it. Feel it. Evolve and grow from it. Because now, Sue, now that you've had this experience of losing your husband, now you have deeper empathy. Now you have deeper compassion for any other woman or man or person that says, I just lost my spouse. And you can hold them in your arms and getting emotional. And you can look them in the eyes and you can say, I know that pain. I know that feeling. And I'm so sorry. And I can hold you and I can lead you and I can guide you in working through this pain. And if you want to just go back to bed and hide today, I understand that. And when the world is looking at you and judging you and saying, hey, don't go back to bed, keep living, I, as Sue, can understand. I can empathize with you. And so see this pain as your greatest gift. As your greatest gift that you can serve humanity, that you can give back to humanity, so that you can give back more love to the world. We are all here to lead each other back home. And home is back in our hearts. Love is the answer. Love will always be the answer. It always has been. And so when we look out into these wars of this world, if everyone would just drop their sword, literally, and just come back to love and recognize that all of these countries that are fighting or hurting, everyone's in their grief. Everyone's in their inner child. Everyone has this inner child that's wounded and hurt. And if we saw everyone as just a little child in unconditional love, how different would the world be? So I want to provide you with some practical steps to help you to shift your perspective and your mindset. So coming back to this garden analogy, to tend our garden, we need tools. Mindful practices help us observe our thoughts without judgment. And it allows us to weed out those that do not serve us. It's like tending to our garden where we're picking out the weeds and we're throwing out the weeds so that our garden can grow. And so, one of them is affirmations. Affirmations are like sunbeams, helping us to illuminate our path with positivity. Another one is visualization, which allows and invites us to imagine the essence of our dreams into this reality. And most importantly, our vulnerability. In vulnerability, we find our strength. And watering our garden with our authenticity and allowing it to flourish. So many people are so scared to show themselves, to reveal themselves, to get naked, to get vulnerable, to get open. But this is what I teach. This is my core value, is authenticity and vulnerability. Allow yourself to be seen in all of your scars and your bruises, your pain and your joys and your gratitudes and your loves and your passions. It's like us wearing a kimono or us wearing a robe. And when you open up your robe and you get naked and you say, this is me, this is my body, this is my soul, this is my spirit, these are my fears, these are my frustrations, these are my angers, this is my passion, these are all of me. You invite the world to also open up their robe and their kimono and say, these are my fears, these are my scars, these are my wounds. And it allows us to recognize that we're not actually alone, but that we all, at the essence, feel the same way. What if Israel and Palestine opened up their robes and said, I'm going to stop fighting. I'm going to stop this war. And I'm just going to reveal that I'm hurting right now. I'm in pain right now. And then the other country opens up their robe and says, I'm in pain too. I'm hurting too. The weapons would drop. The war would end. If we can just stand in compassion and love and recognition that we are all one soul and many bodies. So it's about getting vulnerable and open. And so some tools you can use to help to shift your perspective is, first and foremost, is gratitude. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. I truly have a belief system, a knowing in my reality that gratitude can shift every single thing in your life. When things are going wrong, there's always one thing that's going right. And I promise you, I promise you, I promise you that if 9 things are going wrong in your life and only one thing is going right, if you focus on just the one thing that you're grateful for, then you will get more things that you are grateful for. The things that we see amplify. So if you're focused on what's not going well, I promise you, you're going to get more of what's not going well. But if you focus on what is going well and you focus on the gratitude, then the universe is going to show you more things to be grateful for. And maybe the only thing that you can be grateful for today is that you have a bed to run and hide in. Start there. Thank you that I have a bed that I can lay in. And some days, you might wake up and you might not even be grateful for your life. Let's be honest. Some days, maybe Sue, you're experiencing why him and not me. I just want to be with him. But have gratitude for what you do have, that you all on this life. So make a list of gratitude. You can meditate and have mindfulness practices like being here on Insight Timer, yoga, affirmations and visualizations. So one of my every day I journal and I set in an affirmation for the day. And so for me, one thing that I'm struggling with in my own life is I need to set some boundaries. I need to set some boundaries with my family, especially with this new little baby coming in April. And I'm having a little bit of a challenge trying to set boundaries with my family because I know that boundaries are beautiful. I know boundaries are beautiful, and I know boundaries are sexy. And I know that as I establish more boundaries, then things will get better. But there's also a story in the back of my head from my childhood that says, if I set boundaries, I'm mean. If I set boundaries, I'm not loving. If I set boundaries, I'm not good. Right? These are the stories. And so my affirmation for today that I set is I set boundaries easily and effortlessly. I set boundaries easily and effortlessly. And by me stating the affirmation, I set boundaries easily and effortlessly, it helps me to start to believe that I can set boundaries and that boundaries can be easy and effortlessly. And visualizing how you want life to play out, how you want the situation to play out. Again, embracing your vulnerability and your authenticity, showing yourself, revealing yourself, being open, being honest, being yourself. Who were you? This is my question for you today is, who were you before you felt judged by the world? Who were you before you felt criticized by the world? Who were you before you felt laughed at? Go back to your childhood and ask yourself that. And be that. And learn that your beautiful, authentic self is going to lead you home. Again, focus on what is going well instead of what's going wrong. So example, what I shared before of, I had this mindset of focusing on who didn't show up for my baby shower. And instead I shifted it into gratitude for the people who did show up for my baby shower. So focus on what's going well. Instead of, crying about who wasn't here. Instead, I shifted myself into the gratitude for who was. If you are having conflict with a person, make a list of the attributes you love in that person that you're having conflict with. Because I promise you, what you focus on persists. So if you continue to focus on the things you don't like about that person and the things that anger you about that person, then you're going to get more of what you don't like in that person. But if you can focus on what you do like, what you do admire, those strengths, you're going to see more of that. Again, just observing and seeing your life as just a movie without reacting to it. See it as neutral. See it like a movie playing on a screen. Taking yourself out of the perspective that you're living it, and instead you're just viewing it. And then lastly, find the positive in the situation. You can find positive in every single situation, even if it doesn't seem that way. And so, for example, like you, Sue, you have this horrible thing that just happened, this pain of losing your husband. Yet the positive in the situation is now you can lead others in their grief. Now you can lead others in their pain. Now you can stand in the compassion and the empathy of understanding. Maybe being a grief coach, maybe being a coach for women who lost their husband to help them to transcend through the pain and the feel. There's always positive in every situation. You just got to look for it. So those are my tools. And so I want to take just 5 minutes now. And I want you to let me know what you thought, what you felt about this talk. All feedback is good feedback. There's no such thing as a negative feedback for me. It helps me to grow and to evolve. And I want to open this up to a question and answer. So I want to encourage all of you guys to participate and to share your insights. And just address any specific challenges that you may be experiencing, any questions that you have. And allow me to provide you with any insight that I have that can assist you, that can help you, that can empower you, can motivate you where you're at. And then we will go into a little meditation, and then we'll end for today. So let me know if there's any questions, any feelings, any comments, any statements. If nothing else, let me know what resonated with you today, and let me know what didn't. Let me know, what did you learn today? Let me know, what breakthroughs did you have? Let me know what helped you, what empowered you. Let me know what you disliked. Let me know what didn't feel good to you. What challenged you? Let me know in the comments. And Karen, thank you for this beautiful, beautiful upliftment that you sent to Sue. That's perfect, normal feelings to have right now. It's okay to feel that way. Give yourself grace and kindness. You're going through an incredibly painful experience. Yeah. Boundaries are being kind and loving to yourself. Yes. Once you're kind to yourself, it will be easier to find ways to be kinder to others. Yes. Gratitude is the key to joy. Yes. What a powerful affirmation. Gratitude is the key to joy. I love that. So let me know any comments, questions. Karen, do you have any questions, comments? Beth, hello. Aaron Marie, hello. Carol, hello. Justine, hello. Kim, hello. Rebecca Enkelman, hello. Sue again. And if this is your first time with me, guys, make sure to hit the follow button so that you get all my up-to-date lives. As I stated, I'm having this baby soon, and so I'm doing lives just one day a week right now. On Mondays at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am doing and uploading weekly meditations on my platform, one premium meditation and one free meditation on the platform weekly. I have some courses on the dashboard that you guys can check out. I am in the midst of creating a new course that is centered around helping couples and helping partners to release their conflict and to release any stagnant energy that they have in their relationship, to come back into love, helping couples to communicate better and to feel more connected, to help with conflict resolution and all of that stuff. So I'm in the middle of creating that course right now for anyone that's interested. My goal and intention is to have that launched by April 1st. I'm setting an intention. I'm trying to create one course per month. I have a a make love end war. Um, I'm sorry, I'm out of breath. I have a course on my dashboard on helping people who are going through a breakup or who are going through grief to come back into love. I have a chakra course and I have a conscious communication course currently. So you can follow me for any of those. You can check out any of that stuff on my dashboard. Outside of Insight Timer, I do a whole lot of stuff. I do coaching, I do courses, I do a whole bunch of stuff. So you can find me anywhere if you guys need. Genna Rose Giannetti. It's pretty self-explanatory. GennaRoseGiannetti.com. Genna Rose Giannetti on Instagram. Genna Rose Giannetti on YouTube. All of these lives go back onto YouTube after I get done with them. So if you missed any part of this, you can see this live as well as any other live that I've done and other talks and meditations and such. So you can check that out. Rebecca said, love your empathy, your gift in the speaking from truth in your heart. Thank you for this. Oh, thank you, Rebecca. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, Sandy. Sandy, my husband recently passed too, January 9th. My heart is with you, Sandy. It's really with you. We had been married 42 years. It's hard, but I try to remember his spirit is free. No more pain or suffering. Sometimes I don't want to get out of bed either, but every day I see on nature that he is wild and well. I wish you peace for Sue. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And that's what this is all about. It's all about leading ourselves home. It's all about guiding each other on the path and recognizing that no one is above each other. But we're all just here with different talents, with different knowledge, with different skills. Here I am teaching you guys about shifting your perspective, and I'm here to teach you guys to come back into your heart and love, and I'm here to help you guys to transcend into the transcendental world and spirituality. That's my expertise. But I'm sure there's someone on here that can teach me to manage my finances a little bit better. I'm sure that there's someone on here that can teach me to have a little bit better boundaries with my family. I'm sure there's someone that can guide me in other ways. And so we all have ways that we can guide each other and teach each other and empower each other. And that's what it's about. It's about knowing your strengths and also knowing where your your where your strengths aren't are, and finding those who have the strengths that you don't to teach you, to grow you, to evolve you, to educate you, to lead you back home. All right, everyone. So if there's no questions, I'm going to lead us into a meditation. If you are not staying for the meditation, that is okay. I thank you guys for joining. I thank you guys for being here. I value your time. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Make sure to follow. If this was worth your time and this was valuable to you, then I am open to receiving any donations. It's never expected, but always appreciated. It really helps us teachers to just keep going and to lead and to teach, to empower. Again, you can check out any of my courses. And lastly, if there's any titles or topics that you would like to hear more about, that you either want me to do a live on, or a meditation on, or a course on, please let me know. You can let me know here. You can send me a message. My inbox is always, 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 always open. If you're struggling, I am here. I am human. I'm here to serve you. I'm here to empower you. So message me anytime. Find me, Genna Rose Giannetti, and I promise to love you. I promise to uplift you. I promise to bring you back into your beautiful, unconditional, loving self. So never feel alone and always feel supported. All right, guys. So I'm going to start the music, and then we are going to begin. And thank you guys so much for joining. I'm so, so, so grateful for you. So, again, if you're not staying for the meditation, thank you for joining. I appreciate you guys. And I will be back on Monday. If you are staying for the meditation, then I will see you after the meditation. I will record all of my meditations. So I would do a little intro, and then I would do a conclusion. Don't leave at the end of the meditation when I say goodbye. So, yeah. Sorry, that got a little too loud, people. Okay, here we go. Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome. Welcome to today's brief and quick meditation on helping us to shift our perspective, to come back into love, and to change our life. I ask you now to close down your eyes, making sure that you are comfortable, and just start to focus on the breath, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in again, letting it all go. Continuing to breathe now. With every inhale coming into this moment, into your soul, into your spirit. And with every exhale, letting go of anything that's no longer serving you. Anything that is no longer helping you on your path to enlightenment. And breathing in. Having gratitude for the inhale and the exhale. And just start to set your intention for this meditation. What in your life needs to shift? What in your life needs to change? Where in your life do you need to see things differently? Bring your awareness into this. Where might you be holding on to anger and resentment, fear, or grief? And how would you like to shift this? To bring awareness into your life for deeper love. Breathe into this. And breathe out. And just start to play out in your mind's eye now this situation, this story, this person that you feel the need to shift things around. And see it exactly as it is without changing it. And just observe this. And from this place of observation, see yourself outside of the character in the story. Instead, see yourself as the viewer the watcher of the story playing out. Seeing yourself as a neutral observer. And notice how, as you shift this perspective from the character in your life to the viewer of the movie of your life, how your feelings and emotions shift as well. As the viewer of this life movie, recognize that the movie does not get to dictate how you feel about the movie, about the scene, that you get to choose how you feel, your perspective. You get to choose if this is the best scene you've ever seen or if it's the worst. And other viewers that are watching this movie of life, this scene with you, also gets to have their own perspective, their own opinion, their own feelings about this. And no one person is right or wrong. It's just a different perspective. Both right in their own opinions, feelings, perspectives. And as the God, goddess, absolute that you are, you get to choose and manifest the reality that you desire, that you want to see. So imagining now watching this movie screen of your life and changing it and shifting it from what it is to what you want it to be. Visualize it shifting. Visualize it changing. For you are the viewer, you are the actor, you are the director, and you are the screenwriter of your life story. And have gratitude now for this moment. Have gratitude for this movie, this scene. Recognizing that it's all a movie, it's all a play. Breathing in and breathing out. And then when you are ready, imagine that you are coming back into this movie as yourself, coming back into your life with a different perspective, more peace, breathe in and breathe out. Starting to come back into your body, back into a new reality that has shifted and changed because you shifted and changed your perspective. And whenever you are ready, noticing what you feel, noticing what you taste, noticing what you smell, noticing what you feel, and then opening up your eyes and noticing what you can see. Welcome back, beautiful soul. Welcome back. Let me know in the comments what you experienced, what shifted, what you felt. Thank you for allowing me to lead you into deeper love by shifting your perspective. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. I love you. All right, everyone. Let me know how you felt, what shifted, what changed. And we are back. We are back. We are back. I'm really grateful for you guys for being here. Thank you for joining this live today. Thank you for joining this meditation today. Let me know in the comments what you guys enjoyed, what you learned, what you got from today, how this helped you. And I thank you guys so much for joining. Again, I am Genna Rose Giannetti, Kendall, and I am a spiritual leader, a transcendental coach, and a love leader, helping people to come back into love. If you enjoyed today and you're not yet following me, please make sure to follow. If you got value and worth out of today's live, feel free to leave a donation of gratitude. You can check out all of my offerings on the platform. If you're interested even further, you can check out the link in my description or go to my website, Genna Rose Giannetti, to see all that I do outside of Insight Timer, from coaching to courses to programs to everything you can think of. I love you guys so much. I'm so grateful for you. So let's close down the circle, but never close down the love. So I'm going to ask you to close down your eyes one last time. Take a deep breath in. And take a deep breath out. And just give gratitude for this community, for the support, for the guides. And breathe into this love. Maybe placing your hands in your heart. Shifting your perspective will always change your life. Breathe into that. And breathe out. And then put your hands in prayer pose, bowing down with me. Namaste. For my soul recognizes your soul, that we are one soul in many bodies. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. I love you so much. And I'll see you next Monday. Have a beautiful day.